Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Lex, and today we are talking about crypto yet again. Now, I'm a big believer in the potential of the crypto space. I wasn't always, but I am now. However, I see a few very big problems when it comes to the mental health of people who are involved in crypto trading, and not just crypto trading, but any crypto activity in general. And that's what I want to discuss in this video. Disclaimer, I'm not here to bash crypto trading or to bash anyone who makes their living with crypto or likes to dabble in some crypto. I am here to give you a new perspective and to try to help you see things a bit more clearly. Now, crypto can be an issue for mental health in many ways, so you need to be aware of the things that I will talk about in this video. What I want to address here are three things. First, how it affects your dopamine and hormonal levels and can lead you to being addicted to your phone. Number two, how it affects people who are predisposed to gambling addiction. And number three, the tunnel vision that the crypto community sometimes has. And now I'll explain how these three things combine and together exacerbate each other. Number one, dopamine. Now perhaps many of you have heard the term dopamine addiction. Now, dopamine is the hormone in your brain that is responsible for motivation, for happiness, for arousal. It is basically the main hormone that is responsible for our addiction to our phones. Now, I'm sure many of you have found themselves brainlessly scrolling Instagram, looking at cat videos or oddly satisfying things. But the same hormone could be released if you open your app and you look at the profits that you have on your exchange or brokerage account. So your brain automatically makes the association that you pick up your phone and there is a dopamine hit, in a way that hacks your brain into prompting you to reach out for your phone more often and to increase the amount of time that you spend on your phone. Furthermore, as we all know, the main function of our phones is social interaction, be that through a call or through social media or through a message. But notifications on your phone are the main reason that your dopamine response is triggered. For example, you receive a message from a friend or from your girlfriend or from someone you don't know. You see, oh, I've got a message. What does he want? What is he going to tell me? It can be a sort of an affirmatory response, which makes you feel desired and needed and accepted. But cryptocurrency trading can make your phone addiction and dopamine response even worse. For example, when you're checking your profits on the exchange app, that gives you a dopamine spike. Maybe you have losses currently, but you're constantly checking your app to see if you're back in profit, eagerly awaiting that dopamine reward when you see that number turn green. Personally, I track my phone use, and I've noticed that I regularly get between 4 to 6 hours a day of screen on time on my phone, which makes me very worried, and I am currently implementing measures to cut that down. Sometimes I find it difficult to concentrate and focus on work if my phone is next to me, because I will occasionally just pick it up, unlock it, and I won't even do anything on the phone. It's just like an automated subconscious response of picking up your phone, unlocking it, and then finding an app to go into. Maybe it's YouTube, maybe it's social, anything to give me that little boost of dopamine. And that is sometimes very empty, because I will just do something on my computer, do some work, read, whatever, and I will just pick up the phone. And then I realize, why did I just pick up my phone? Why did I just unlock it? This action, I am not expecting anything. I'm not going to do anything important on this phone. Why did I just pick it up? And it feels strange. And then I have to force myself to leave it back on the table, or better yet, to just leave it somewhere out of sight where I don't even reach for it. Number two, gambling addiction. Now, I know a lot of you won't like the comparison of cryptocurrency trading with gambling, but the reality is that it's very similar, and that people who are predisposed to gambling addiction are in a lot of danger if they come into the cryptocurrency space. Studies have shown that some people have a genetic predisposition to gambling, but not only that, but for sure gambling addiction runs into the family, because you pretty much inherit your behavioral model and your way of thinking from your family, and therefore the gambling addiction itself. Considering the amount of leverage, margin, and borrowing that is available in the crypto space, in addition to the volatility, the combination of those factors can be an absolute disaster for somebody predisposed to gambling. Now, for those of you who don't know, leverage and margin trading is trading where you use borrowed money to invest even more than you can afford to. But when you get margin called, that is, your brokerage asks for its money back because you're in too much losses, then you lose a lot more than you actually invested from yourself, because you also have to repay that back. Now, according to the National Gambling Hotline in the UK, they receive up to 20 calls a week related to crypto, and callers report trading crypto for 16 hours a day, making huge losses and being unable to cope with the guilt and the financial responsibility. So you can see that the link between crypto and gambling is not only real, it is very, very serious. And this problem is made particularly worse due to point number 3, and that is the crypto community's tunnel vision. Pretty much everyone in crypto was convinced that Bitcoin would hit $100,000 in 2021. As we all know, that did not happen. The reality is nobody can predict it, and it's very easy to get carried away by groupthink mentality. I am not hating on cryptocurrency investors, I am one myself, but in this community, hopium is rampant, and if you dare speak anything on the contrary, you will be labeled as a FUD spreader, and FUD means fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And therefore, it means that your opinions and viewpoint is null and void. I'm sorry, but it feels like a cult sometimes. People are really unwilling to hear different viewpoints, especially if it doesn't agree with everyone will be a cryptocurrency millionaire or X coin to the moon or whatever it is that they're hoping will happen in the markets. If you're someone who is prone to gambling addiction, this type of behavior can really encourage you, and therefore it is highly, highly dangerous. Unfortunately, I think this leads a lot of people to believe they will be crypto millionaires pretty much guaranteed, and therefore it leads them to buy more than they can afford, and when the market dips, which inevitably it will, they sell in panic, essentially achieving the opposite. And as I've said, never invest more than you can afford, never borrow to trade, never overextend your capabilities. Because obviously the beliefs of the crypto community, the beliefs of all your friends who are invested in crypto, that BTC will go to the moon or that it will be worth $1 million, whatever, it might be true in time. I'm not saying it won't be, but it won't be as easy as some of you think. And for sure, there will be very, very, very challenging times which will put your conviction to an extreme test. After all, it's a psychological game. And what I would advise you do is what I've done so myself, is to just sometimes take a step back, look at things outside of crypto, consider opposing viewpoints, reevaluate, and try to come back more rationally. Because that can help you make clearer decisions. Guys, I just want to sum up. Mental health is important no matter what you do. Unfortunately, in the finance and investing space, a lot of people do not take this issue seriously, and you could be called out for being a pussy or a soft boy or something like that, because in some places the investing community is almost like a frat boy jock type of gathering of chads or something. And the reality is you need to take care of yourself. You need to be able to make decisions clearly. You need to be able to evaluate things objectively. You need to be able to manage risk. And for you to do that, you need to be in a good state of mind. Because if you're in a state of fear or in a state of worry, because you've invested too much or you've done something that you're not sure about, then you're at risk of doing a lot of damage to your finances. So again, to help with your mental health when you're crypto investing, number one, remember the dopamine spike that you get when you use your phone that can lead you to be addicted to your phone, but also addicted to crypto, which will for sure impact your quality of life, your ability to focus, your ability to get work done, your ability to have meaningful relationship, your ability to be engaged when you're out with your friends or whatever, when you're trying to take a break. Be aware that your phone is basically hacking you. Number two, if you have a gambling predisposition, be really, really careful with what you do in crypto. Do not dabble in margin. Do not dabble in leverage, futures, anything. Just keep it really simple. Buy and forget. Honestly, if you have a gambling issue, I would advise you stay away from crypto altogether, because that could lead you to losing all of your money. And number three, remember that the crypto community a lot of the time has a very strong tunnel vision and can believe things which are not realistic, or at least are not realistic in the time frame that they have in mind, and that you should also consider opposing viewpoints so you can have a rational, objective as possible viewpoint of the market and viewpoint of your investing strategy, obviously. If you surround yourself with people who think only like you, then you're essentially living in a little bubble. By bubble, I mean not the financial sense, but bubble in the sense that you're only seeing things from one very isolated perspective. That is it, guys, for this video. If you've enjoyed, please hit that like button to let me and the YouTube algorithm know that you've enjoyed, so this can reach potentially more people. Of course, as always, subscribe and hit that notification bell for a lot more content like this. Of course, feedback is always welcome. I'm eager to see what you think. Thank you.